seeing those results, I think, is enough for me. Look, it's better than what we've been doing for the past 4 years, thanks to you,
It's true.
Dave Gettleman. But it's just you can't go wrong with any of these picks. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm saying this in spite of my mother. And welcome back to a mother and son postgame show for the New York Giants Family Bonding. We are doing another edition to the postseason show. This is now the postseason show. It's not the postgame show, postseason show. And we have a couple of announcements and updates for you guys. But before we do that, we want you to do one very important thing for us.
Please make sure you subscribe, especially if you're new to the channel or if you've been coming here for a while and have failed to subscribe. Do it now. And then like, and then also hit that little button so you can get all the notifications. All right, let's get into the stuff.
All right, so the Giants interviewed a couple of candidates today, two of which were from the Cardinals, which I thought was interesting that they just chose two different people from the Cardinals, but that's besides the point. And then the other person is from the Kansas City Chiefs. Their names are Quentin Harris, Ryan Pohls, and Adrian Wilson. These three guys have a lot of experience, but I'm going to break this down for you as very quickly and easily as possible. We're going to start with Mr. Adrian Wilson. He is the Vice President of Pro Personnel. He has 7 years in scouting and of pro personnel and college athletes across the board, and he's responsible for that department of the Arizona Cardinals. Now, keep in mind, though,
Okay.
this is his first year as the pro personnel VP. So this is his first year of having actual vice president experience. So not that that really should matter because he's still doing the same thing. He just has a higher role. Also, he has done a very good job with the Cardinals under his tenure there. His first year there, he actually placed first in the division, being under them, along with Adrian Wilson, who also conveniently placed first in the division with the Cardinals under his first year being there, scouting players and doing pro personnel evaluation. The only difference is that Quentin Harris, he has way more experience. He has 14 years of experience under the Arizona Cardinals. So he has basically double his experience. Also, unfortunately, aside from placing first and second in the division a lot, I do want to highlight there are some downsides. They did place fourth in the division 4 times, but out of 14 years, I mean, I can overlook that. It's just you got to point out some of the bads. Everything can't always be great.
That's true.
Just wanted to point that out, Giants fans. But under their tenure so far, the Cardinals are doing very well, and as you can see, they are a playoff threat. So, and that's partly because of their decision making regarding college players and pro personnel trading and whatnot in the offseason. So, the last person is Ryan Pohls, who this is his first year actually as the player and chief executive director of the Kansas City Chiefs, of that department of the player personnel. And when he first came in 2009, he was a part of the player personnel division and moved up in the ranks. Now, his first year there, they were fourth in the division. But the next year, they were first. And then after a couple of years, they kind of struggled. But now, for the past 6 seasons under his tenure and his higher role in management, they are first in the division for the last 6 years in a row.
Oh my God! Wow!
I'll take it.
As you can imagine,
Sign him up.
well, hold on, relax. Just because they're first in the division over there, it doesn't mean that it'll work for us that way. All of these candidates are great. I think just off of experience alone, the best person would be Quentin Harris because he has 14 years of experience. But Ryan Pohls has the most success out of these three individuals. Mother, what do you think about these guys?
Well, I prefer to go with visual and proven success. Visual and looking at the record and proven at the actual record itself and then going out there and getting wins, winning divisions. I'm thinking anybody who has successfully been part of a front office that has led a team to division wins multiple years in a row, let that particular interview candidate should be looked at very carefully and taken very seriously. I think was it Pohls that is in his first year?
Yes.
Yeah, Pohls. I think he still has his training wheels.
There are two
And
people in their first year, I might add. Adrian
okay,
Wilson as well.
Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot about Mr. Wilson, and so both of them have their training wheels, and I don't know that in the position that this team is in after these last 5 years. Can they risk going with someone in their training wheels, and then or should they risk giving an opportunity to somebody who may actually come and bring it because they've been looking for an opportunity to shine. We don't know. They have to determine this in interviews. I hope that they just don't base this on one single interview. I hope that they bring these guys in for multiple interviews, even if they have to happen virtually. I don't even know how they interviewed them this time, but it seems to me this is something that I would want to meet with. I mean, this is a big job. I would want to meet with them in person, kind of get a feel for their personality and everything. But I would definitely talk to them more than once, but especially anybody who has a recent track record that we can look at right now and be proud and kind of be proud of for them and be excited about for ourselves. So that's where I'm at that. So I still like Schoen also as a candidate. He seemed like he was a good candidate as well. You know, who knows? I think they've gotten through all of the interviews that they've requested to have for the week. I haven't seen anyone else that wasn't interviewed yet. I think they're good on that. Who knows what will happen another week, but we'll see how things net out with the decision of how they move forward and whether or not they continue interviews or if they kind of take a closer look at the individuals that they've currently interviewed.
I agree with you in everything that you just said. I'm myself personally, I'm a firm believer in looking at hard facts, in other words, results, and those results would be their records. Both teams over these past few years have had way better records than their former days where they were like struggling like we are right now. But it's the consistency of the output that I've seen from the Kansas City Chiefs and how important Ryan Poles' role was in that. Although, like you said, he wasn't the chief guy. He wasn't the top dog making those decisions. He was simply just going along with what the team suggested and whatever they agreed with what he said. So
training wheels.
Yes, the training wheels. Now, Quentin Harris is, I think, the best in terms of experience because he's been in that leadership role for so long. And although they don't have the resume that Ryan Poles does from the last 6 seasons being first in their division, right now they are in the playoffs. And I believe they are first this year. I have to double check on that. I believe that they are actually first in their division this year, and if not, they are second.
2 hours later.
They are second. I thought they were first. They were first for most of the season when they were undefeated for like the first 7 weeks. Seeing those results, I think, is enough for me. Look, it's better than what we've been doing for the past 4 years. Thanks to you, Dave Gettleman. But it's just, you can't go wrong with any of these picks. I do think, though, that it should be, in the hierarchy, should be Quentin Harris first, Ryan Poles, and then Adrian Wilson. But I would be okay with any of them being picked as the general manager. Some people might think that I'm saying that he's better than Joe Schoen. I think Joe Schoen is the best, the best. But if we're going to go off of just these 3 candidates, it goes Quentin Harris, Ryan Poles, and then Adrian Wilson. So that is how I feel. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. And if you think that it should be a different order, or if you think Joe Schoen should just be the guy and we shouldn't even consider these other 3, let us know what you think. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's very important that you do that. It helps with the YouTube algorithm and lets people know that, hey, this is a good video. You should come check it out. Please help out the first mother and son postgame show for the New York Giants. And also, help the family grow. If you haven't joined yet, you're really hurting our feelings. The family needs you. We need your support. So please make sure you're doing that.
On the road to 1,000 subscribers.
Yes.
It's a slow road. We need you to help us move up the road faster. Go ahead and subscribe. Help us out. We will shout. I will personally shout you out when you subscribe after this video. How about that? In the comments, I will do that.
Yes. And that's the mother's word. She'll hold it. All right, guys. That's it for now. Take care.